Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the newest edition of the Extra Attacker podcast, starring me and this guy.
This guy.
I'm mirrored, and so there we go. I did.
There you go.
Got
right
the thing.
Is it that way? No.
That way.
There
there you go.
That way.
There you go. Yes. And this. So it's been a busy day, and we didn't get to this last week, but we didn't want to abandon it, our lovely people, and so we wanted to do just a quick little episode, quick little update, because there's been some cool stuff going on in the NHL, and we're only 3 weeks away from the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and so it's time to get excited.
Can't believe it.
That's
feels like
usually
we just
how
started.
time goes.
I know. It feels like we just started, and here we are at the end. And a lot of teams are getting eliminated, and
yeah,
things are happening.
Yeah,
things are happening. Have you, by chance, been on NHL.com recently?
I have, yeah.
Today.
Or, I mean, not their front page, but what's up?
Every freaking thing is about this Alex Ovechkin guy.
I've never heard of him.
Me neither.
Is he
Apparently
good?
He's about to do something pretty good.
Wow, look at that. One goal to go. One goal to what?
Goal to go.
That's one goal's not that hard. Anyone can score one goal, Jeff.
You think so?
Yeah. So I don't see how special this is. This doesn't seem super special. Scoring one goal for one guy.
Gretzky's so proud to see Ovechkin tie him in person. Did he tie a knot? What did he do? Okay, we're dumb.
Ovechkin. Nah, he did it.
2 goals last night.
He
opened the scoring. I saw that one. He could have had 3. I saw the first one that opened the scoring for the game. I said, okay, he's got his tonight. He could always score another one, but I'm just not gonna hold my breath. Scoring one's a big deal. We'll just leave it alone. And then I don't know, probably an hour and a half later, you sent me a message. You're like, he tied it. He did it. I was like, wait, hold on, what? So dude tied it last night. 2 goals, 1 away. Could have had the third, as Kynan alluded to, but he straight up told his coach, no, I am not going back out onto the ice. I am not taking another shift. I refuse to be out there during the empty net. I will not break the record on an empty net.
You threw in the empty net part there way late. It's like, oh, wait, what? He didn't play the rest of the game from that point? I'm sure he did, but
yeah,
not for the empty net part.
Not for the empty net. No. He would not break it on an empty net, and more power to him. I think that's awesome.
Well, and what's cooler is because he didn't, it allowed one of his teammates to get his first NHL goal scoring on the empty net.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is it?
Go ahead.
You go. No, you go.
I was just gonna say, I almost feel like that's a cooler story. Okay, well, he tied the record, but we've kind of been excited for that all season. We've kind of known that was coming, and I'm not saying that it's any less exciting, but it's we've kind of, I don't know, we've kind of exhausted some of that excitement. It's old news by this point. But this kid, I mean, he was still in college classes last weekend. A week ago today, he was in college. And yesterday,
I don't know his name is. I don't know who it was.
Jasperson, something like that. I don't remember.
Fair.
We could find out.
But no, more it's just cool. I mean, don't hype up his first goal too much. It was on an empty net. But what's cool is your first NHL goal was in the same game where Ovechkin tied the record for goals. So, and no one in the locker room celebrating you, but you still got to have...
Yeah, they kept that puck and had Wayne Gretzky deliver it to him in the locker room. He was in college 6 days ago, and now he's sitting there in his locker room talking to Wayne Gretzky being presented the game puck in his first ever NHL goal. Ryan Leonard is his name.
Leonard.
So,
yeah, but
he only has 894 more to go.
Yeah, to tie what will be at least the minimum new record.
Yeah.
Which, who knows? The thing is, Ovechkin might get to 900 goals, career goals. That's a very real possibility because he's gonna play again next year, for sure.
Yeah.
So he's 39 years old. And he's scored 41 goals in exactly 60 games.
Yeah.
That's stupid. The man's 39. He's
And I
third in the
just,
league in scoring, and if he'd
yeah.
not gotten hurt for those few weeks with a broken leg, he could be in first for all we know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember early in the season when we were doing our preseason predictions, I said he's going to have a good year, but he is old. I think it'll take him 2 years to break the record because he'd have to score 40 plus goals, and there's no way he's doing that at his age. Dude is looking like he's 20.
40 plus goals, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly. And it just, so I hesitate to even take a guess for what he can do next year.
Yeah. Well, he he's looking. I mean, he scored only 31 last year,
Only
42 the
31.
year before. Like he's looking like he's gonna score more than he did 2 years ago,
Yeah.
in just less games. He's just on a
Yeah, look at
mission.
that. 2019-2020 season, you got 48, 21-22, he had 50, 51 in 18-19, 49, 50, 53. I didn't realize he had that many 50-goal seasons.
Yeah, I think he has the most now of anyone. Which what's really
Something like
fun
that.
what's really fun too is with his record tying goal, he broke the record for most game-winning goals by anyone in history, beating Yomir. I believe it was Yomir Yager's 135, with that being his 136th game-winning goal.
Craziness.
Yeah, because he said
That's craziness. And that's
yeah.
what I like to see. I mean, I think it was last year, it might have been 2 years ago, the NHL started putting out the new golden era is now commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, I mean, I don't think that hockey's in a bad spot by any means, but I feel like these are just a little bit of a, hey, everybody, like, we're gonna artificially kind of try to hype up the game a little bit. We're gonna try to convince you that it's the best it's ever been. And it just felt like a marketing spin.
I didn't.
But
I
as much of a marketing spin as it is, I don't know that it's wrong necessarily because we're seeing all these records broke. We're seeing some of the best players the game's ever seen. It's a really exciting time right now to be a hockey fan.
I didn't disagree actually at all with it. I completely agreed. I'm like, yeah, we're in a new golden age. There's so many good players. There's so many good
Yeah.
teams. So many good things happening. Records are breaking.
Yeah.
The stats and analytics, the revenues up. Like everything about it is up, except
Yeah.
for outdoor game viewership. But hey, there's got to be a flaw.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. So that's, and I mean, this is just the pinnacle of it this season, of this seemingly unbreakable record now being broken. And
Yep.
another fun fact about it is his first chance to do it since tying it will be tomorrow against the New York Islanders. Do you know one of the goalies that he has never scored on in his
No way.
career is Ilya Sorokin, a divisional opponent. And if we look up Ilya Sorokin and look at his stats, like he's not, obviously hasn't been playing as long as Ovechkin has been,
No.
but
He's been around a couple years though.
if this wants to load, he has played the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5 years, he's been in the same division as Ovechkin for at least 4 of those, being the starting goalie for the New York Islanders, and yet has never conceded a goal to the Great Eight.
Huh.
What if, like, obviously it'd be better if the record-setting goal is at home, which they have one game away in New York, and then they're back home for a game against Carolina. This obviously would be the most ideal game in terms of the audience.
Yeah.
But how cool would it be to have the first goal scored against a divisional opponent's starting goalie, who's one of the best goalies in the league, be the
Yeah.
record-breaking goal?
Not
Kinda-
just a
kinda cool.
nobody.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm torn now. Cause yeah, I agree.
I know,
that would
right?
be cool. But like, I don't know. I still think I'd rather Sorokin shut him out.
And that's kind of the thing. Either way, it's kind of a win. Either
Yeah.
the first goal and potentially only goal you've ever let in against them is the record-breaking goal, or the highest scoring goal scorer
Yeah.
in history you've never conceded a goal to.
Yeah.
Either
Huh.
way, it's a win.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. But yes, they will be playing tomorrow. New York Islanders. If he doesn't get it, then I can't see him going 2 games without scoring. So it'll be at home against the Hurricanes.
If not tomorrow,
I
yeah.
almost, I almost hope he comes down with a cold tonight and can't play tomorrow.
I'm sure there's some discussion like, do I play tomorrow? Do I try and do it,
Exactly.
or do we sit Ovi?
Exactly.
Because again, you want to at least have it be done in as many games as Gretzky did, because Ovechkin got to 894 in one less game.
Yep. Yep. So he
Cool.
tied it in less.
In one fewer game.
Which that to me, I don't know. That's the most interesting stat about all this. Is not that he's breaking the record, but just 20 years, 22 years, however long it's been, and it literally came down to 1 game difference.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that is wild to me. It does not get closer than that.
17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so this is his 20th season.
20 years,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
With
mean,
that big of a sample size and it comes down to 1 game difference, that's wild.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's insane. And the thing is, he's doing it without, Gretzky had at least, I believe, at least two 90-goal seasons. So he had a very
Very
skewed
concentrated.
graph where it goes, bing, and tapers off, where Ovechkin's just kind of been this horizontal
Yeah.
line of consistency.
Yeah,
Scoring the same
he's
amount
had
every
his
year.
ups and downs, but yeah, much more
Yeah.
consistent.
So to do it in as many games it would also be that whole thing. It would remove the argument of, oh man, like, if Gretzky had played more games, well then he would have had more goals too. Well, if Ovechkin does it in the same amount of games, then it's like, well, he did slightly better. Sorry.
See, I don't even give any credence to that argument in general, but B, I think the fact that Ovechkin has just as many as Gretzky did in one less game, I think that argument just went out the window last night. I
Yeah.
mean, people are
Well, it's about
still
the
gonna make it,
breaking
but
it,
they
right?
look ridiculous. It's like, who cares? They did the same thing in the same amount of time. Get over it.
Yeah. So true.
So
Anyway,
anyway, it's gonna be
before we
exciting.
run,
Very,
bef-
very good for hockey.
very good.
I
But
just
before
wish
we
they were
run out
coming
of
here
time,
to play Utah.
yeah, well, too bad.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, we should get to our other things, because the
Yes.
NHL's not just about the Washington Ovechkins, but it's about people
not.
like the St. Louis Flippin' Blues.
I'm still mad at the Blues, dude.
Look at that. 10-0 in their last 10. 11-game winning streak right now. And have moved into the first wild card spot. If we look at that here, yeah, first wild card spot, have passed Minnesota, who have actually been sucking. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10 on a 1-game losing streak. They've been riding the struggle bus, but St. Louis just put in Calgary, Vancouver, and Utah's playoff hopes almost in the gutter.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Can you, while you've got that up, how about you go back a month? Go back to March 1st. And let's see what we're looking at here.
Yeah, let's go to March 1st here. So if we look at this,
Yeah.
March 1st.
Where's St. Louis there?
They're in two spots back of wild card spot.
Yeah, they're in the race, but they're not up there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back one more month. Let's go to February 1st.
Yeah, right before Four Nations. St. Louis, wow, they're three spots back, 7 points out of a spot. And if we look at Minnesota, they're 16 points ahead of St. Louis right there.
Yep.
66 points versus 50.
How quickly things change. Freaking Seattle. No, I'm not even going to blame Seattle. Or St. Louis.
I'm like, Seattle,
I
what'd they
blame
do?
Boston for this.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this. Boston, right here, at 58 points on February 1st.
Yeah. Not only were they 58 points, one spot out of the wild card, as opposed to last place,
With 69 points.
but it was us firing our coach and letting him go to St. Louis that turned it
Yeah.
around for them.
Who was the coach of Boston at the start of the season, Jeff?
Jim Montgomery.
Who's the current coach of the St. Louis Blues?
Jim Montgomery.
What? How's Boston doing right now? In terms of what?
I don't want to talk about it.
9-1 in the last 10? 7-game losing streak? 7-game regulation losing streak. Because obviously more losses. But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So not
Not
only did Boston letting their coach go screw Boston up for me, it also screwed Utah up for me.
Yeah.
So Cam Neely
what's
can eat me.
What's kind of cool, though, is technically Boston is not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. Neither is Buffalo. No one in the East is mathematically eliminated yet.
I just hate the fact that we've been clowning on how bad Buffalo and Pittsburgh are all freaking year, and they're both ahead of Boston right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can rest assured Boston is ahead of Nashville, Chicago, and San Jose.
Ooh, great.
They're still
I gave up on Boston once we fired our coach, straight up. Because I knew it was going to be downhill. I've been holding on to hope for Utah. It has been a very, very exciting first season. This playoff race has been awesome. We just dominated Calgary the other day, made them look foolish.
Yep.
I don't see it happening at this point. We have 6 games left.
No.
Even if we were to get all 12 of those points, that still puts us, what is that, currently 8 points ahead of Calgary.
Well, you'd
3
get
ahead of
92
Minnesota.
points. So
Yeah.
Minnesota and St. Louis would essentially have to lose every game from here. And that's not likely.
It's not going to happen.
You kind of
Plus
have
Calgary
to
and
hope.
Vancouver.
St. Louis going on this heater is what did Utah in.
Yep. So at this point, it's whether or not Minnesota can hold on. Really, I think it's between Minnesota and Calgary. I mean, Vancouver or Utah could sneak in, but everything has to go right for either of those two teams at this point.
Yeah, a lot has to go right. A lot of things have to go wrong for Minnesota or St. Louis. But I mean,
I think St. Louis is locked in.
Well, the thing is, probably
mathematically no, but realistically, I don't see them going on that bad of a streak and falling out.
Unless this is taking too much out of them. That's kind of thing.
That's fair.
Are they over-investing to get here?
That's fair. It could.
But
regardless, I mean, we're going to have 5 teams out of the Central, which I will give the both of us credit. Early, before the season started, we both were saying the Central's scary, and they look like they're kind of going to be the dominant division in the league. We were not wrong about that. Winnipeg, Dallas, Colorado. Winnipeg got us both by surprise. I know you had Winnipeg higher than I did. Neither of us saw Winnipeg doing this.
No, this is...
What is that, the top 5? Yeah, top 5 wild card teams all coming from the Central. I don't think either of us saw that coming either.
Top 5, Vancouver and Calgary.
Oh, no, not Vancouver, sorry. Yeah.
3 of the 5. 3 of the 5 remaining teams that could take a wild card spot are Central. Yeah. And it's likely that both will go to the Central. Yeah. And Dallas, now Winnipeg, as we've seen, has been dominating still, but Dallas is hot on their tail. With a game in hand, they're 4 points behind. They've won their last 7 in a row, or 8-0-2 in their last 10. Like that. The thing is, Winnipeg might not even win their division somehow.
Yeah.
Magically.
Yeah. Freaking Dallas, dude. I just again, we knew they were going to be good. They are set up for success for a while. And I feel like the first couple of games, once Rantanen went over there were some growing pains. There were some adjustments with everybody. I think they figured it out. They are scary.
Yes.
And with
Dallas is a
Edmonton being
wagon,
the
man.
only team of mine left in the playoffs, I'm scared. I will be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, you can remember once playoffs start, everything that's happened in the regular season doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
irrelevant, and it all comes down to this. I mean, LA's in a crazy spot right now. They're 7-3
Yes,
in their
Edmonton will
last.
beat LA first round like it always is. That always
Well,
happens.
I mean, I'm hoping, but the thing is, I heard someone put it a great way. Edmonton has just as much a chance of winning the cup, of losing the first round as they do of winning the cup right now. It's like it's
Range.
yeah, they could totally go through and win, but the way things have gone this season, they could also go out in the first round. We don't know. It's going to be a crazy wild ride.
Yeah.
They can't stay healthy. Draisaitl got hurt again because
Yeah, that's the big concern.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he's
we
only
got
going to be
everybody
out for a
resting
couple
to be
games.
healthy. I'm just hoping that actually works.
Yeah. Frederick has been confirmed to make his debut today, which is good.
I miss him.
I hope that I love having him. It's been kind of dicey this season with new people if they actually, I mean,
That's fair.
Jeff Skinner's started to heat up. Arvidsson's maybe starting to figure some things out. So it's like, okay, maybe, I mean, clearly, because without McDavid and Draisaitl for most of the last 10 games, they're still 7-2-1.
Yeah.
So,
Jake
I mean,
Wallman hit the ground running for you guys. That was never an issue.
yeah, Jake Wallman's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Very needed, especially with.
You happy with that one yet? Because I know at first you weren't sure, and I was trying to hype you
Well,
up.
I just didn't
you on board?
know.
I know.
I'm
That's
totally
what
on
I'm saying.
board.
Okay.
Totally on board, especially with our top defenseman Ekholm out.
Yeah.
A lot. So that's been really nice. And quickly, we've got the last couple things. San Jose.
20 wins. It's going to come down to it. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I looked at their schedule the other day. They have like the freaking easiest cupcake schedule ever. And so I don't think my prediction's coming true.
They have
What do they got?
Seattle, Calgary, Minnesota, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's
So not super easy, but not super difficult.
yeah. The Seattle one is their most likely to win. The other ones,
Yep.
they're not there. They almost got it with that shootout loss.
Right. I'm hoping what happens though, because Calgary, Vancouver, Minnesota are all kind of fighting each other for that wild card spot. I'm hoping all three of those teams will beat them down, and Edmonton shouldn't have a problem beating them twice. But Edmonton, they've been weird this year for me. Every time you think they have it, they don't. So,
yeah.
Who knows? Other than that, Tortorella.
Good riddance.
Philly let him go. Where's he going to be next year? You know he's going to have another job. Plenty of teams need coaching.
Probably Boston.
I will be honest. I hope he gets picked up by Boston.
I don't think that's what you need, but who knows? I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, if he's willing to go in there, kick some people around and instill some discipline, I'm all for it. I think it's lacking right now, but he'll be picked up by somebody for sure.
I don't think having someone like that helps you attract people to you, though.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
But who knows? Maybe it'll work out.
Yeah. But
we shall see.
That's kind of the highlights of the week. Again, we got a huge busy day today, but we didn't want to leave everybody hanging with nothing. We wanted to get some of the highlights to you. Next week we'll be back with a regular full length. But until then, stay safe, have fun, go watch some hockey. Ovi will be the new record holder by this time next week.
Yeah.
See you later.
Okay, bye.